The world outside you has never truly been chaotic. It is your mind that has never been arranged. You wake up with dozens of unfinished thoughts, half-formed goals, emotions you haven't even named, and a quiet feeling that everything is slipping out of your control. You think you lack time. You think you lack opportunity. But the truth is more silent than that. You lack order. Not order on your desk. Not an endless to-do list. But order in the way you think. In the way you decide what matters and what does not. Because there is a law few people ever realize. An undisciplined mind will create chaos even under perfect conditions. But an organized mind can build an empire even from nothing. The difference between a drifting life and a life with clear direction does not lie in circumstances. It lies in your internal structure. Order is not about controlling everything. It is the ability to place everything in its rightful position. Your thoughts, your emotions, your goals, your actions. When that happens, you no longer react to life. You begin to command it. And from that moment, every decision becomes clearer. Every action becomes more precise. Every step carries purpose. But order does not appear on its own. It must be built through principles that cannot be compromised. And if you are ready to master yourself, then everything begins with the first principle. And the first principle does not begin with action. It begins with direction. 1. The law of definite purpose. A ship without a destination will be controlled by every wind. That is how most people live. It's not that they don't try, it's that they try in confusion. They do more, but move less. They stay busy, but get closer to nothing specific. Vagueness doesn't just slow you down. It leads you off course without you even noticing. A mind without a clear purpose will fill itself with other people's priorities. So you must do what few are willing to do. Define your life in a single sentence. Not long. Not complex. Just one line, sharp enough to cut away everything irrelevant. And every day you read it in the morning. You read it at night. Not to remember, but to reprogram how you see the world. From that point on, every decision becomes ruthlessly simple. Does this serve my purpose or not? If not, eliminate it. 2. The law of organized planning. But purpose, standing alone, is just a beautiful idea. And ideas do not create results. Structure does. A vision without a plan is like a blueprint that is never built. It inspires, but it does not change reality. You must turn purpose into a system, a sequence of measurable actions, a path you can walk step by step, not someday, but what you will do tomorrow. You break it down. You set deadlines. You track. You adjust. And every evening before the world falls silent, you sit down with yourself. Review. Refine. Prepare. This is where most people fail. Not because they don't know what to do, but because they cannot maintain structure. And as you begin to build structure, you will discover another truth. You don't have to do everything alone. Strong minds, when connected properly, do not simply add, they multiply. 3. The law of controlled attention. But even with a plan, there is still a silent saboteur. Distraction. Your mind, if left unguarded, will chase anything that demands attention. A notification, a negative thought, an old memory. And each time it does, you lose a piece of your energy. Not because you are weak, but because you allowed too much in. Focus is not about doing many things at once. It is about eliminating everything unnecessary. You must become the gatekeeper of your own mind. Choose one thought. Hold it for 60 seconds. Do not let it drift. Do not let anything else enter. At first, you will fail. But that is the point, because every time you bring your mind back, you are training real power. And slowly, you begin to realize you are not the victim of your thoughts. You are the one who decides which thoughts are allowed to exist. 4. The law of daily discipline. But controlling your thoughts is still not enough. If your actions do not follow, everything remains at the level of awareness. Discipline is the bridge between understanding and results. Not explosive moments, but repeated actions in silence, day after day. Most people seek freedom by avoiding structure, but they fail to see it is the lack of discipline that makes them slaves to emotion, procrastination, and circumstance. The truth is, freedom only comes when you can give yourself a command and obey it. So each day, you create a space that cannot be invaded. 1 hour. No distractions. No compromise. This is where you think. You plan. You face yourself. And every evening you do not judge yourself. You evaluate. You adjust. No emotion. Only progress. Because discipline is not force. It is the repetition of a new identity until it becomes who you are. And when you have taken control of your direction, built your structure, mastered your focus, and sustained your discipline, a deeper challenge will emerge, not from the outside world, but from within you. Emotion. 5. The law of emotional command. Emotion is not the enemy, but if it is not guided, it will become the commander. A passing moment of anger can destroy what you've built for years. A vague sense of fear can keep you standing still when you should be moving forward. The problem is not what you feel, it is who decides what happens next. The weak react. The ordered observe. They look at their emotions like a flame held in their hand. They do not deny it. They do not extinguish it. They direct it. And before every reaction, they create a pause. A deep breath. A moment of stillness. Long enough to remember, who am I? Where am I going? In that pause, you reclaim control. And instead of letting emotion drive your actions, you begin to transform it into fuel. Anger becomes the drive to improve. Anxiety becomes preparation. Frustration becomes deeper discipline. At that point, no emotion is useless. Only emotions that have not yet been used correctly. 6. The law of circulation and service. But even when you master yourself, there is still a greater law shaping your results. Circulation. Nothing in this life survives by being held tightly. Not money, not opportunity, not even value. Everything grows only when it moves. Many people want to receive more, but give cautiously. They hold back their time, their effort, their knowledge, and then they wonder why the flow has stopped. The truth is simple yet difficult to accept. You only receive in proportion to what you are willing to give. Not giving randomly, but giving with intention. You do more than what is required. You create value before demanding reward. Not because the world is always fair, but because you are building a system where value inevitably returns to its source. And to keep that flow from being blocked, you cultivate a rare internal state. Gratitude, not as a passing emotion, but as a discipline of perception. It reminds you that you already have enough to keep giving. 7. The law of continuous growth and reflection. But there is one final trap even the disciplined fall into. Stagnation. They build the system. They achieve results. And then they stop observing themselves. But order, if not renewed, will slowly decay from within. Life changes. You change, and your system must evolve with it. That is why you need a space, not for action, but for understanding. Each day, when everything settles, you return to yourself, not to record what happened, but to capture what you learned. Principles, mistakes, adjustments. You do not ask, "What did I do today?" You ask, "What did I understand today about how life works?" And each week, you go deeper. You face a question that cannot be avoided. Am I truly living in alignment with my purpose, or just being efficiently busy? That difference changes everything. And to keep moving forward, you maintain a rare posture. The humility of a student. Not because you lack knowledge, but because you understand. True wisdom always begins again. When these 7 principles begin to operate together, your mind is no longer a chaotic place to control. It becomes a precise system you can trust. And from there, a simple ritual, repeated each night, will ensure that this order never collapses. And that ritual is not complex, but it is the line between a mind in order and a mind slowly falling back into chaos. When the outside world goes quiet, when every role you carried through the day settles, you return to the only position that remains, the observer of yourself. No judgment, no justification, only seeing with clarity. Each night, you open a small space, yet deep enough to restructure the entire day behind you. You begin by rewriting your purpose. Not because you forgot it, but because you are carving it deeper, turning it from a thought into part of your identity. Then, you review your day and select 3 actions. Not what was easy, but what truly served your direction. 3 small anchors, yet enough to prove you are moving forward. Then you enter a place few are willing to face. Mistakes. No avoidance. No softening. You choose one mistake and separate it from emotion. What remains is structure. What happened, why it happened, and what you will adjust next time. In that moment, failure is no longer a burden. It becomes data. Next, you find a moment. A moment when you could have reacted, but you did not. A moment when you held your composure under pressure. That is not small. It is evidence that you are reclaiming control from within. And finally, you look beyond yourself. One action you gave. One value you created. Something beyond personal gain. It doesn't have to be grand. It only has to be real, because that is how you keep the flow from ever stopping. 5 steps. No more. But repeated each night, they become an invisible system, keeping your mind in a precise state. You no longer carry old days forward. You no longer let mistakes accumulate. You no longer allow unresolved emotions to quietly shape tomorrow. Each night is a reset. Each morning is an intentional beginning. And over time, something strange begins to happen. You no longer feel pushed by life. You no longer chase time or run after opportunity. Everything begins to move with you. No noise, no display, just a quiet certainty that everything is in its right place. And that is when you realize peace is not something you search for. It is the inevitable result of a mind in order.